I'm gonna take pictures with everybody. But if you want a picture, you can stand in line.
What I'm saying is everybody doesn't have ill intent just because they didn't know who you were in your maturation process.
I,
We
I,
can't
I I'm
can't be
not.
mad at
Just,
Ryan. He's on his Miles Davis.
yeah,
And
I'm
Jazz,
not
also, it's all
saying.
fun and games until you start losing your privacy and you with your family and they like want to start talking about your TV credits while you with your family and you like, hey, look, can I enjoy my
I mean,
my
that's what
wife?
you sign up for, though, dog. If you
You
want to be
do sign
private,
up
stay
for it.
home.
Listen,
If you want to be
Everybody
everybody
private,
built
stay
doesn't
different
home.
have to
though.
play the same game, right? Everybody don't have to play the same game. If
No,
somebody,
you're absolutely right. You don't have to play it, but if you in public, just know that's part of what you signed up for.
but Rodney, once again, I'm not talking about like the everyday person. I'm
No,
not talking
I'm
about the
speaking.
everyday
I'm
person.
speaking to Ron G's
You're
point.
not talking about fans. You talking about people that's in the comedy community that
No, I'm
didn't
telling
want to
reference
talk
to
to you.
Jasmine, like you saying you love the pictures, but I'm saying it's gonna be a time too where you're gonna lose your privacy and you
Yeah,
might want that. So you got to create boundaries for yourself because
I
sometimes your
yes,
fans can't create boundaries for you,
I
especially
that
remember
when your
when.
kids
I
involved or your family.
yes, I do. I do know that I'm gonna have to find some sort of way to do boundaries. But I do. I also I've wanted this my whole life since I could remember anything. So it's like when I think about and no, I don't just want the fame. I also want to touch people. I also want to entertain. If I'm just entertaining for the rest of my life and I'm not famous, then I'll be fine. But if I do reach that level of fame that I want, I'm definitely ready, and I know it's a job that you're signing up for or whatever, to that, fans are gonna want to be around you. And I'm already a personable person anyway. And I feel like even with my little 20,000 followers, I answer everybody in my DMs. Like I respond to everybody that writes underneath my picture and things of that.
Yo, Ron, do you
As you grow,
remember
I
you'll
when
got a
stop doing that.
question.
Ron, do you remember when
What up?
Jay Z and Beyonce came to watch me at Chocolate Sunday and they wanted to take a picture and I was like, nah, we too good. And then Ryan was like, nah, we good. And then we just left. Remember that?
I remember that.
You
Yeah,
really didn't take a picture with them?
I keep that same energy.
Did I not take a
Hey,
picture with
hey
Beyonce and
guys,
Jay Z?
hey
Do
guys,
you
let me
understand
let me
if
give y'all this
Beyonce
food
was
for
my
thought.
friend, Jasmine, I would never talk to you again in my life?
Okay,
Yeah,
I was just making
Hey,
sure
hey,
that you was lying
hey,
yeah,
hey oh,
we're definitely lying.
oh word. What
because
what
I
what I
remember when
what
they
I,
went to Chocolate Sunday.
Go ahead, Rodney.
no, that's all right.
No,
I
you
got
gonna
a
finish
quick
your sentence.
question.
I have a
I was wondering. Hi, my name is Patricia. I got like a question. I kind of want to hear you guys' input on it. Aspiring comedian, not really there. All right. So what would you guys say to somebody that their job tells them they can't talk about pretty much everything under the sun? So you can't post it, not because you're lazy, just you because of your job, you can't do it. Would it be better to just say fuck the job, or would you recommend being like, just what would
Wait,
you
what's
I
recommend?
would
what
quit
is you?
personally.
Well, is your job saying like you can't talk politics on social media, or what do you mean exactly?
No, like I can't talk about like anything, like what my truth is, right? So like my record, or like complaining about my job, which would be a vague job. It's not vague, but it's like I can't be specific because of the brand. I can't talk about getting wasted, banging, pretty much anything that I like to do.
Are
I
you a
can't talk
school
about
teacher?
it. No, but kind of like I
Government
fix a
official?
lot of shit. Kind of a little, not like that hardcore, but like I fix a lot of shit.
Okay.
Got a lot
Can you?
of gray area in your
You're a
question, so it's kind of
plumber?
hard to answer without actual facts.
Yeah.
can
You're a
So
I
plumber?
I don't want to
can
speak on it.
can I answer from like a HR perspective since I'm a good HR consultant, certified and educated? I'm going to tell
Sure.
you this. The first thing that I advise people to do when they do a job search, and if they are, doing this as well, block everybody, make your, shut it down, make it private. But you have freedom of speech to say things. No, you can't be very specific and talk about the company or your clients, and say anything that's going to make people think that you work for that company. But also that means don't put your company on your profiles. So on your Facebook, don't put your company. As you can see, when people go out and do crazy things, the first thing they look at is their Facebook profile. They have they work at such and such company, they get fired. So do not associate yourself with that company, and I think you're going to be fine. But in the long run, you're going to have to ask yourself this question: do you want to work there? Because eventually, that's going to stunt your creative growth, and you're
Yeah,
But
not going to
also,
be
I
like,
able to
I
grow
took
with the
all
don't
that
don't
shit
don't
off.
fuck up your money.
I
Don't
just
fuck up
got
your money
snitch
if that's
ass
your only.
coworkers. That's the problem. Like I don't even have a LinkedIn. I don't put anything. Nobody even knows where I work. But I got snitch ass coworkers, so that's the problem. So I get what you're saying though.
But you want to do
Like
stand up, Patricia?
I would say
Hell
get
yeah,
your
man.
first
I'm just in
name.
like, fucking recession and shit,
Yeah, yeah. So then I don't think, as long as you don't put your stand up videos online, especially if you haven't started yet, then I wouldn't worry so much about what the company might say, because that's none of their fucking
Man, F them
business.
fools. Post your stand up. Go and do
Yeah.
that. Don't wear a mask or nothing. No mask, no condom. Just live your life.
Yo, you better get that PPP loan. None of these people on stage are gonna pay your bills. You better.
That's
I
what I'm
would
saying.
say,
Don't
Patricia,
quit your
make a
job.
stage name. Make a stage name.
Yeah, they
That's the
found it. This
thing.
was my stage name was
Make
Patricia
a new one.
Carcass, but make a new one, right?
Patricia,
That's what I was thinking
Keep going.
Yeah,
too.
make a new one. I used to
Patricia, you
work for
gotta.
Quest Diagnostics,
Who's that?
and that's a very huge laboratory, and yes, they do look up everything, but stage names they can't look up that shit.
Patricia, you gotta think. You gotta think about what you really want. If you really want your career and you want to be wholeheartedly into it, then quit your job. I'm a person that I've quit so
During
many jobs.
COVID?
Don't
Listen,
you listen
I'm
to
just telling her
Jasmine.
my opinion,
Don't,
and she can
hey,
take it or not. If she can take it or not
but
take it, she can take it or
Jasmine,
not take it. She
No,
gonna
Jasmine,
take it or
I
not
appreciate
take
everyone's
it.
Pay
I'm
your
feedback.
telling
bills
her,
Jasmine.
first.
For
Pay
reals,
your
for real, I
Jazz.
bills first.
appreciate everybody's feedback though. For reals.
Listen, thank you. I'm
You
giving her
about
my
to tell
piece.
someone to kill themselves, and if they do it, you're
I'm
gonna be
not
like,
about to tell
you,
nobody to kill
I'm not a
themselves,
fucking
but
you
Trump
just
I
took the
supporter,
quit.
you guys. Come
advice.
on, I'm not
Listen,
gonna just go
okay,
do something because someone tells me
that's
to.
exactly okay. So when I moved to LA, I did quit my job prematurely, but quitting my job forced me to really dive into my career. Now, if you are in a place where you feel like you are being stunted as your growth, or you can't fully live how you want to live, then don't work there. There's always other jobs, there's always other money that you can get. I personally do not stay at any job where I'm not happy. If you're happy there and you want to put your career to the back burner or have an alias, then do that. But if you're not happy, then leave. Money is, you're always going to be able to find money.
Fuck
I
yeah, I think I'm gonna
I
agree.
just
want to
start.
ask you a
Yeah,
question
you've
too.
given me a lot of ideas.
I want to ask you a question. Do you plan on working at that job for a long time? Hello? Did she leave?
No,
She
she
quit her
did.
job and the room.
I think she got fired. I think
I think her
they found
job
her.
found her.
They found her.
Yo,
yo, I was gonna say
I got a cool
I was
question.
gonna say this. I
Yep.
think sometimes we gotta check our privilege. I had to learn this over time. I think sometimes, Jasmine, whenever you give advice, you got to realize that people aren't you. I've seen you in action, man. You're an animal. There's nothing anybody can do to stop you from getting what you're going to get. There's not, like, you just have that in you. It's hard. I wouldn't advise you to give everybody that advice unless they really got some dog in them. You know what I mean? Like, I remember I was afraid to jump in T Springs. I had a decent job as a pharmacy technician, and I had a chance to interview John Witherspoon, and I didn't do it because I had to be at work the next day. And T Springs was like, nigga, do you want to be a comedian or employee of the month? And then I quit. I quit right on the
Fuck,
spot.
that's some
But
fucking realness, bro.
but I knew I had the dog in me. I knew this was going to work. I knew I had the talent, and I knew I had the work ethic, and I knew I was good enough at the time to transition into whatever I was going to transition into. But she didn't say how far along she was in the comedy. She didn't say what city she was in.
Oh yeah, shit.
Yeah, you
Yo,
Definitely
I
can't
don't
started
think
with
she's
just.
seen
that.
dumb comedy
Question
before.
started with that. Fucking
Y'all are gonna make her
She
quit.
could have 9 kids
no
that all
way.
need insurance.
Yeah, for
You're
real.
like,
Please do not quit your job
I
right
do
now.
like fucking stand up, Second City, improv, shit like that. Mostly now doing writing though, but I'm like thinking about it. Like I really am fucking over this shit. Just being at home all the time. I'm like, dang, I fucking hate this gig. I hate this shit. And I'm just kind of like at the fuck it's a little bit, but I'm like, I
Patricia.
gotta get it together. You feel me?
Patricia.
Wait, you in
And
Chicago?
Patricia, do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Patricia,
Patricia,
do
you
your
in
30 minutes
Chicago?
at top.
Go
Wait, what?
ahead.
One mic.
Patricia, you in Chicago?
I'm in the Schaumburg area. You know how you can't say you're from there if you
Got you,
don't
got you.
live
Okay,
there.
yeah, no, I got you.
okay. Patricia, does your company have a social media policy?
Yeah,
Does it
like
like
you can't wear the t-shirt or something. You gotta like burn it if you like get fired or quit.
yeah? So again, just disassociate yourself and block and ban people. Like somebody else said, create a stage name. They can't tell you, what to say outside of their company. So just disassociate your comedy and yourself from the company.
One option is you could fake your death and then come back.
Hey, Patricia, can I ask you this?
And then that would be
so
the
Can I ask you this? So this is the thing. I feel like
Yeah, absolutely.
I worked my 9 to 5 until my dream made sense. Like literally, I moved to LA. I left everything comfortable, and I was broke so long in Atlanta that I got unaddicted to the check. I feel like I was raised to be addicted to the check. You get your check on Friday. 3 months into LA, I lose my job, but I wasn't tripping because again, like Ryan said, I had dog, and I knew I came out here for my dream. My question is, while you're in this frustrated situation where you hate your job, you hate what's happening, you're going through your quarter life crisis, what can you do now to do what you love in the confines of the options that you have right now? Because again, if you have a family and kids, they need you. They need food. They need insurance. You can't quit your job. It doesn't make sense. But what can you do now that you can build towards your career in the environment that you have right now?
Oh, I've been writing, but there's just like little dumb shit. Like, you know how you guys are saying, like, you got to be consistent with your content. So right now I've been writing a script and shit. So that's fine. But like, sometimes I get ideas like, oh, I should post that on TikTok. And I'm like, oh shit, I can't post that. Or like just dumb shit like that. So I was just kind of like, you know what? You're right. Like my TikTok's dry. My social media is non-existent. So I was just kind of like thinking about that. But no, I feel you though.
Well, I'm asking because you have this frustration, but you got to do something with it. And are you frustrated enough to do something with it while you are where you are? Quitting your job might not be the answer. For me, I wrote some of my best jokes while I had a 9 to 5, and I literally didn't sleep. I was sleeping 10 hours a week because I would get up at 6, drive to Long Beach to go to work. I got off at 6. I would sleep for an hour, and then I would go to the comedy club at 8 and go home at 1, and then sleep for a few hours. And I was doing that for like almost 6 months, and I was addicted to Red Bull, and I was frustrated, but I was like, I have to do this. And I booked my first national commercial, and that was in 2006, and I never worked a 9 to 5 since then. But for you, while you're in this environment with all the social media, what can you do different while you're in these circumstances to change your own life? Because complaining ain't gonna get you nowhere. And I'm not
No,
saying
I
you are
feel you.
complaining.
That's what I was trying to
I'm
figure out
not
if I
saying you
could
are
change my
complaining, but what
social.
can you do now?
I was thinking of just starting a new social, like a different name, just because of my snitch ass coworkers. So I'm doing that. So I was
What
just
if
trying to bounce some ideas
I
off of you guys.
what
Definitely.
if
I
Can I
you
just
did
add
like
one
what
other?
if you did an alias Instagram and then you had like maybe a half mask, and I'm being dead ass serious, and like you made like your jokes like you did your jokes behind a mask or something with a different names, and then your job won't be able to find out, and then that could be like your thing, the mask jokester or something.
Like a witness
That
protection program. That's so fucking awesome.
I
Can I just add one
I,
other thing? Like you don't have to do social media. Like I know that's now the world, and everyone's been talking tonight about how to build that following and build that stuff. But particularly when you're new, like you go the old school route. Just get good at doing gigs, live shows, do the
thank
clubs,
you. Get
and then like when
good
you're a few
first.
years in and you're feeling like you're ready to make that
Yeah,
step
that was
to the
my
next
shit.
level, that's when you do all the social stuff, and
Yeah, I
that's when
used to
maybe you
just
think about
do
changing
open
jobs.
mics. Yeah, like open mics. That's why I felt like so liberated because I could just be like, fuck this and fucking do and blow that and fuck yeah. And nobody could say anything. And then now I'm just like, yeah, but no, I feel you. I feel like
Hey,
all these fucking is really cool
uh,
ideas.
hi, Patricia is your name,
Yeah.
and you're a comedian.
Well, I was listening earlier, so I guess I have to call myself aspiring.
Right. Yeah,
Ryan Davis.
yeah. Don't quit nothing, sweetie. Um, and you know, until you get serious, ignore everything we said.
I,
You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
But I I did want to say something too. Like,
Ryan,
what I
Matt.
wanted to say is, if I was you, if you really want to make content, I would just stock up on content.
A lot of content will work anytime. So if it's something you want to do, you could be shooting those TikToks. Just stay away from topical stuff. Just the trends. But if you want to talk about your life and what your experiences and your work thing, I would already get in the habit of just making that content and just sitting on it, because stuff like that will always be relevant.
Yeah, and then just
I
posting
agree
it
with
when I
that.
Yeah.
quit.
Until I'm ready to quit my job. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then
Oh
when I'm
yeah.
ready to make that leap.
But
If you
she
really
she
want
just talking. She ain't about to do shit, Daphne.
What?
Well, not right
to,
now.
damn,
Not
Rodney,
right
why
But
you
this
now.
is
coming at me like that? I was
No,
just
I'm just
saying,
saying
what's wrong with
she
what I
ain't
said?
serious, man. She wasting our time.
Okay.
Wow, Rodney, you
Patricia,
don't even
Patricia, I
know
just want
that, bro. You don't even know the sitch.
Patricia, who's your teacher at
Oh
Second
my
City?
goodness.
It was that fucking guy who did the joke with the
Hilarious.
teacher.
Yikes.
All right, Patricia. Patricia, find
What
hilarious.
Rodney said.
Yo, I'm
Patricia.
so over Second City.
I
Patricia,
think this is
just
a
find
great
the
place for
talent
It
to
was
jump.
Catherine Savage and some other guy. I forgot his name. He was a white guy. He did some joke on the Tonight Show or some shit.
All right, hey,
Here's the reality, sis. Nothing can stop you from the stage if you want it. So if you're serious,
facts.
stop being a punk, man. Get
I
out there and
told
tell
you.
jokes.
I'm really bitching
That's
out.
what,
That's
but
what I
that's
needed to
what,
hear, because I didn't want no pussyfooting answers like, oh, blah, blah. But I want to hear like this, like
Look,
keeping
I'm
it
from
real type
Chicago
shit. You
too.
feel me?
There's nothing that can stand between you and the stage.
So much
Nothing.
stage time in Chicago right now. Not right now,
yo,
but in the world before, man. There's so much stage
yeah,
time, so much opportunity, so many new clubs opening up right now.
that's what I'm
I'm in
saying.
Chicago.
Like,
So
Just get
this
them
is a good
featuring.
place to jump in with, just kind of pivoting a little bit, because you guys have brought up something that I'm curious about. What's the dog? Because I
I was
just,
just about to say it. All right.
yeah,
How comfortable are you with sleeping on the floor?
me,
Yeah.
I sleep on the floor. I got 6
How
kids, so I'm
how
comfortable with
comfortable
a lot
are
of
you with sleeping
situations.
in a car?
Sounds like you were fucking on the floor too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Came in with
Six
the heat.
fucking kids. Good grief.
No, I'm
And I'm the mean
do
old man.
that. You know, don't
Right.
y'all listen. I know about the comedic lifestyle. This is my life is nothing compared to what y'all experience. Okay, this is cake. But
Let's
I do
hear.
I do stand up, so I go, to clubs. I'm in Indiana, so I typically go to the Indianapolis circuit. I kind of before the pandemic happened, I had kind of just committed this idea that anywhere within the tri-state area, me and my husband was gonna pack our kids up in our suburban, and I was gonna just go do shows, and we was gonna rough it, and drive back home and try to live a regular life. But that kind of took a turn. I've only been doing comedy for like 2 years. And
Yikes.
yeah. Like I'm super fresh. I'm just up late night because I got somewhere to be early in the morning and I know I can't go to sleep. And I came across this room. So I was like, oh, I'm about to, jump in here and listen. I started looking at the names. I was fanning out because I love Daphne. I don't even know if she's still up there, but I love Daphne. I love Ryan Davis. You
And
guys,
Martin Morrow's great too.
I'm sorry.
Shut
No.
up,
Wow, thank
Martin.
you.
She had it with Ryan Davis. She seemed like she was ready to stop.
Like I just don't know everybody that's in here, but the people that I do know, because I love Daphne. Like I laugh at Ryan Davis. I really love your dry sense of humor. Me and my husband, we F with you. But I started doing comedy um 2 years ago, but I wanted to do it for a long time. I don't know what was holding me back, but I just one day I was like, it was middle of the night, like now I was like, I'm signing up to do stand up at Crackers, and it was great. So I recently, on November 22nd, I had a comedy show. I hosted a birthday comedy show with myself as the headliner, because I was like, well, there's nowhere to go, so I'm about to just do what I do. And I hosted a comedy show, and considering that the people who know me, and the people who don't. And I made money off of my comedy show. So I'm very proud of that because I did everything. I know what it takes to, book a venue, make sure the sound is right, get a production crew. And my production is in post, it's in editing right now. I'm not a professional by any means, and I don't do social media. Like I do stand up. So I was just, trying to figure out how to segue into the social media space. But then I think Martin was